very formal, and I don't have written speeches all prepared. I just kind of talk and say goodbye and say thank you and all that kind of stuff. So, the first thing I have here is for our team parents. Really appreciate not only what Mr. Welkley and Steve did here, but you guys bringing the food in and being supportive all year. It was great. And on a personal note, I like just in the hallways talking to Welkley, talking strategy. It was like having another coach around, which was wonderful. And it was my pleasure to have you as the team parent. Okay, so now I'll start to the little folder giving and awards, and in here everybody will have a certificate and a little pin, and everybody's also has a little for your letter jackets. Little Canto Playing Association of Secondary, I don't know, what's that, K-Pass?
Association of Secondary School Principals.
Principals. League champs basketball. So you all have one of those in there too, so congrats on that. First person to get that, and also gets one of these special ones too, is our manager, Margaret, who has been with us for 2 years. Margaret, I really appreciate all the dedication you've had to us and the halftime stats that I'm able to look at and see that Liz isn't blocking out enough, or, no, I'm just kidding. But all the stats that you gave me, that gave me something to look at halftime to decide what I might need to say, what I might need to talk about. We really appreciate your effort, your hard work over the past few years. Thank you very, 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 very much. I'll just go, let's make sure I get this grade order thing right, but I'll start with my sophomores here. We'll start with Alex. Alex, I just hope that in the future you continue to run. That's an inside joke. And you can do the other stuff that I didn't mention either, but when I didn't mention them, I was not trying to be mean. I was pointing out your talent. Alex is an incredible, incredible athlete with a lot of natural talent, and we really appreciated your ability this year and your positive attitude at practice and your constant giggles. Kate? As you saw in the sports video, Kate's an instant offense when you put her on the court. Give her the ball, she will shoot, and she will make a good chunk of them. Kate's a great shooter, and she's going to be, assuming you're around for the next couple of years, a very important, I don't know your future plans, a very important piece of the basketball team going forward. Thank you very much. You had a wonderful year in your first year. Who plays a mean DeAsia, by the way. When we would practice for DeAsia, Ella got to play the role, and all you had to do was tell her, just every time you touch the ball, drive to the hole and shoot. And it's amazing, this girl can really do it. We had trouble stopping her. So she was fabulous. She gave us a lot of vital minutes going in, and it looks like, I'm not sure why. Why is this your first varsity?
Yeah.
So you got this special. It's so awesome. Really enjoyed working with you this year. This is a young team when you look at it, so you guys have a lot to look forward to. And coming years are going to be very successful. Gosh, I must have gotten this in the wrong, my freshman. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Mia, she'll always be my freshman because I didn't have a freshman this year. So she got to be freshman again this year, since she was last year. As you saw at the ceremony, she was our MIP this year. She had a great year. She just strong. The amazing thing that I would see is like people bouncing off of her. she'd just kind of look at her. Did you run into me? And she'd be smiling the whole time, but her strength is unbelievable. She'd come out with bruises and scratch marks and a smile, and usually about 4 or 5 fouls. But honestly, if you get the chance to watch the game, I was just interested in seeing the second last game we played, no, excuse me, the game against Kadena, when we played there to get to the Far East Finals, and we're in overtime and we're up 1, and they give it to their guard, you know, and she drives, she penetrates. Maya's doing a great job of keeping her away from the hoop. She goes up and she shoots this, and actually if you watch it closely, it's pretty amazing because there's a girl between, so there's no question it's not a foul, because there is actually a Kadena girl here, Mia here, the girl shooting, and Mia goes up and poof, just pure block, end of game. One of the moments I'll always remember, actually. Quite an impressive block and a very important win the game, so congratulations. All right, are we to the junior class now?
Yeah.
We are to the junior class. Bruiser. What can you say about Soap, other than what am I supposed to say? Oh, I always miss you when you're not around, right? That's just so true. And Soph is just, talk about a ball of effort. Soph is always giving her all at practice, in the games. She will always be fighting as hard as she can to get the ball, to get the rebounds, to block out. And that's why I call her Bruiser over that last couple of years watching her at JV, and now this is her first year on varsity. So it's been a pleasure working with you this year, and you're right, I will miss you. And who can forget the scariest moment of the year this year, without a doubt? Well, no, this one actually, I'm talking about Toyota. It is the first time in my career I've ever had to finish a game at a different gym than the one I started at. And yet,
No, at her freshman
oh,
year.
we did? Oh, that was the same gym, different floor, right? Yeah, that's true, it's the second time. I've had to do it twice now. Stop it. Yes, you have. But that was a scary moment, but what was great about it was that she was back immediately as soon as the doctor and Iku gave her the clearance, and fighting again. And, you know, that's a scary experience to get just totally pummeled, and yet the aggression never stopped, the effort never stopped. She kept going head first, shall we say, into things as the year continued. She continued to give her all after a great experience, and that's another memory, not such a great experience, I guess, but the girls were all really concerned about you and how you fought back and came right back to practice as soon as you could and jumped right back in without missing a beat. And that was wonderful effort and wonderful toughness on your part.
I'm the shortest on the team.
All right, really? Is Liz taller than you? Sorry, Liz. That's all right. Okay, so our little defensive stopper. Oh, not so little. She's so tall. But I want to point out that Maya also has a special extra patch in here. She's been elected to the KPASP. All-star team this year. And so she's on the league all-star team, primarily probably due to the fact that she is, I would say without a doubt, if the league had most valuable whatever, this or this, she would be the most valuable defensive player in the league, not just our team. Maya's job was always, there's the point guard, learn her private to be in their face and stopping them, and she could always be counted on to do that, and she always did a wonderful job. In addition to that, I don't know if you noticed, but she can go forever. Just forever. She'll running up and down the court, and she'll never ever tire. In fact, you know, I know that our practices aren't necessarily the longest due to sharing the gyms with lots and lots of teams, but Maya, after practice, would have to go work out. She was running before, running after, you know. She needed her 5 workouts a day. So absolutely amazing energy and amazing defensive player, and very important to us this year. So thank you very much. Lizzie, who is still taller than some of the people on the team, although we've been joking that she hasn't grown since what, 8th grade? No, I'm just kidding. 6th grade. But Lizzie has really, Lizzie in addition also has one of those all Canto, I'm not K-Pass, teams, all-star. Lizzie's also on that team. Had a great year. It all, actually, I remember not this Far East, but last Far East, when Lizzie really developed a scoring mentality that really brought our team from a very good team last year to the next level, because it produced our second most scorer. I mean, we've got shooters, we've got rebounders, we've got people who jump. People who play defense, but every basketball team needs scorers, right? And Lizzie had a scoring mentality from Far East last year through this whole season, and that really took our team to the next level. You had a great season, and I appreciate everything, and I'll talk about another scary thing. Did everybody get the chance? Has everybody got a picture? How? You might not have seen this, but when Liz shows up on Monday from Far East, I mean, we all knew she got hammered in the game, but she came in, and I swear I didn't recognize her. She was purple from like one side to the other. She looked like she had a beard.
And she got the foul.
No, actually, I don't think there was a foul. I don't think she was called for the foul.
If anyone wants to see this,
Anyone wants to see
photos.
If you want to see the photo of how bruised she was, that was one.
That's actually not that bad. That was like the second day.
I do have to wait, I gotta tell the story though. Everybody, I don't know if you saw it from the crowd, if you were there, but my favorite moment of it is really, I think I said, Alex, get in, or someone, I forget exactly who it was. I said, Alex, go get Liz, and I send her to the score table, and Liz sees her, and she looks at me, and she gets all ticked off at me. Lobi, I'm fine! That's what she screams, and as soon as she says it, she does and stumbles about 4 steps, like I thought she was gonna actually collapse. So that's how fine Lizzie was. Third member of the K-Pass all-star team is Rue. Rue has been the point guard on this team since her freshman year, right? And that's a tough role to play. Rue has a big responsibility, and it's like constant, all energy all the time. Trying to make good decisions, trying to get our team going at the pace that I want us to go at, whether that's fast or a little slower or somewhere in between. Rue had, as you saw on the video, quite a few nice passes or moments during the season where I just kind of smiled. She also had moments where like I wasn't paying attention and she called timeout. I do apologize for that because I've been asking for years. If it's a dead ball situation, you're laying on the ground, you're gonna travel if you get up, or they're gonna tie it up, just call timeout. And so she finally does it, and I wasn't paying attention. Well, if you guys wouldn't be ahead by 50 points every game, maybe I'd pay attention more. But congratulations, Drew. Great. By the way, I want your autograph too. Before you leave, because then when you're rich and famous someday, I can say, I knew her when she was just a little one. I would. Well, but you know, Bessie, you know, 4th year here, and you know, I thought about this. I mean, what can I really say about Bessie that hasn't already been said? She is absolutely just been a joy to work with, and that's probably the most important thing for 4 years, but she is easily the best athlete I have ever dealt with, male, female, alien. She's an incredible quick study, and she, what is basketball, like your 5th sport? I don't know. And she's this good at a sport that she started playing, not right away in life. And, I still remember, and I'll tell the story again, I think it was freshman year. And we were at Far East, and Steve had told me, Bessie was gonna go out for the baseball team. And that's kind of a big deal, freshman. She was a girl going out for the team, and she needed to throw. So Wellesley asked me, hey, will you throw with Bess while you're there? Sure, no problem, I'll throw with Bess. Unbelievable. This little freshman, we're having a little throw, and Bess just keeps taking one step back, just to loosen out the arm a little bit. Well, by the end, I'm having to jump and hurl and heave to get the ball. And she's just kind of calmly throwing it back, right? So the next morning, I can't raise my arm. It was at that moment that I really understood how special of an athlete and baseball player, of course, Bessie was. But I cannot say enough for how much I've enjoyed 4 years of working with you on the basketball court. And this team will obviously miss you. It's a great, great team. Thank you for all your leadership. Probably goes without saying that she's also on that team.
Alex likes to see how.
Okay, so that's all the individual recognition stuff that I have to say. And obviously, I just need to thank all of you for a fabulous, fabulous season. This is, as Coach Kelly said here at ASIJ, I've been 11 years with the girls basketball program. And just taking you on a brief little history of that, it all started was actually with the boys football program, because I had this, you might not know this, but I love American football and I love coaching American football. But one year, my wife had a child and she stayed back in the States with Pacey, the second one born. And I had to come back to start work on time, obviously, with Daniela. And Daniela at the time was only 3 years old, so I couldn't coach football anymore. Of course, so it was a question of what was available, and I had done some basketball, though it wasn't my first choice or love or anything like that. And so I said, yeah, I'll do the JV girls, because I was going to work with Coach Rogers, and got along great with her. And I did it that first season, and then the next year came up, and obviously we weren't going to have another kid, and I had the choice of going back to football or stay with basketball. And I chose to stay with basketball because of how much fun I had. And I've never stopped, and it's now become like what I love doing. I consider myself a basketball coach now, which is really interesting. And this year, I can honestly say it's the most fun I've ever had coaching a group, ever. It's been a fabulous, fabulous year. It did, and I'll be honest, we were one game short of what I was hoping to accomplish this year. I admit that, and that's all right. I still feel like this was such a successful season. And maybe my favorite moment was at the end when they called ASIJ up for the second place thing. And I don't know if you heard it, but you won over that crowd there. You really did with your effort on that last game. They were cheering for you because of how you left it all on the court out there. And those last 3 games were something I'll never forget. You guys were amazing, those last 3 games. And I just want to say thank you very much. Bessie and I are leaving, but you guys, the rest of you, you're going to be a good team. You really are. You've got a couple great years ahead of you next year with a bunch of seniors with a lot of experience and a lot of talent in the sophomores and some other people coming up. You're going to be fun, and I will be. I hope you continue to post on YouTube because I'll be watching from Doha. I will. I promise. All right, so thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Mine have a quick little thing to do.
Okay.
And I have something to say. Do you want to be able to see?
Thank you so much for the season. You've been a great manager. You really did this to you. And we have some. I got it. We're good. We're set. These were some of our favorite memories with you this year, and so we all made this together for you. So we really appreciate everything that you've done this year, and we're really going to miss you next year.
And we all signed it on the back, so. We hope you do well in college, because we'll miss you.
The team. The team has a little something for you too. Thank you for being such a great coach. Personally, I've known you for 3 seasons. But you've been a great coach. You were on my butt first year, but I've come to kind of like you these past few years. So we just wanted to present you with this, and you should open it right now.
Please open it now. Please.
I'm waiting for it to blow up.
You have to use it though. Every day.
Every morning.
Oh, I know what it is. I just remember what it is. Just poured open.
Look, it's just like a box inside a box inside a box.
It's a really small bread.
It's pretty obvious what it's gonna be after it's all out. I don't know what I'd use it for.
Check the bottom. Check the bottom.
Look at the bottom.
I'm kidding.
I'd be like,
Nice.
it says Conto Champs.
Forever a Mustang.
I would also have one more present on behalf of the team. We picked this up for you. We hope you like it. But thanks so much for the year. Well, this was really
You have to open that one too.
Yeah.
And you have to use it too.
What is it? Do you want to come? We'll use this. I golf occasionally. Every once in a while. Nice. So Tom Hill's golf town.
Someone who knew you really well picked this one up. Yeah.
It actually will come in extremely because I will golf in downpours.
In really cold places.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.